We're live.
So, hello everyone.
It's alive!
Ace.
What?
Ace.
Now
Oh,
recording.
god damn it. And now the fucking bot ruined the thing.
I didn't realize it would do anything.
It's fine. I didn't think of it.
Yeah, you should have thought of it. It's your fault.
It's always my fault.
Well, at least I didn't say it.
I'll just
People would have thought it was me. Okay, yeah, we're just doing a chat today because it's too hot in the UK, and if we played any games, it would probably kill me. Maybe Gauze. Aaron would probably be okay.
Yay!
did anyone check the audio?
No, my window was muted, apparently.
Perfect.
Aaron, could you speak?
I'm sorry, I don't think I can speak.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just this thing that I'm trying to just not talk as much as I normally do. Because, like, people tell me to shut up sometimes, and, I like to think that I'm good at shutting up when people tell me to shut up, but really, it's something that I really struggle with. So I'm just trying to, like, go on a kick of just not speaking for a while. Hopefully, you can see how well I'm doing with it.
And we've just added a browser source. Yes, we're just having a chat. So I'm going to start talking podcast stuff. So bear with us a second. It's Tuesday, the 1st of July, and it's time to get your gaming grin on with a GameGrin GrinCast. Here to talk about games are Aaron
Hi.
and Gauze.
Hello.
And I, as always, am Ace. Today we are not playing a game on twitch.tv/GameGrin, but we are live streaming this podcast. So thank you for joining us, everyone in the chat. And if you're listening to the recording, then why weren't you watching us? Huh?
Maybe they weren't born yet.
Ooh. Words from the distant past.
Exactly.
Well, since we're just having a chat, I figured rather than free form and lots of silences, we could talk about replaying games because, some of us replay games, some of us don't. I want to
Whoa.
hear what you two had to say on the matter.
What do you mean by replaying games, Ace?
That is, playing a game that you have played previously, either completed it or, well, preferably completed it before starting a brand new game.
I suppose, yeah. How do you consider stuff like where your save file got broken and then you started it over again, or you stopped playing it for a while but then came back to it to finish off where you left off?
If you're starting from the start again, that'd be replaying. If you're resuming partway through, that's not really replaying.
Finish off where you left off.
If you're starting from the start again, myself, for instance, the last game I replayed was probably Steam World Dig 2. The one before that, Steam World Dig, because this is actually going back months. Because at the time, to get Xbox reward points, you had to get an achievement, and so I'd play Steam World Dig through to the end, and then Steam World Dig 2 through to the end until I hit an achievement, and then turn the game off.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
I most recent thing that I can think of is like a going back to like replay something that I'd already felt that I had finished my time with was Blaze Blue Continuum Shift Extend. This was months ago, possibly even starting it like a year ago when I did that on stream.
I've never
I
heard of this game that you played on the GameGrin stream.
yes. Uh, it's a fighting game that I first played on the Xbox 360 because my local library had a lot of 360 games, and I played it. I fell in love with it, and then I beat it, and then I wanted to play through it again on Steam because I had a copy, and I did that on stream, and it was a fun time. I guess I don't normally go through and replay games because I don't think I've like properly replayed something since.
Well, as I said, Steam World Dig 2, that was months and months ago. I might be over a year. Goes, what about you?
I, and off the top of my head, I don't really replay games very often.
Cough, Killer 7, cough, cough.
I mean, that's like a different difficulty level. That's like a different game mode that you unlock after beating the game once. So I'm not sure if that counts as replaying it.
True.
But regardless, I don't think I replay stuff often, unless someone can correct me.
What do you think about playing games over again shortly after having beaten them the first time at a higher difficulty ace? Does that count as replaying a game?
Well, in Killer 7's case, as Gus said, it's technically a different game mode, as well as higher difficulty, so that's, I suppose, not the same, but finishing a game and then replaying it like New Game Plus or something, then yeah, that'd be replaying it.
Oh, well, in that case, I have to change my answer. Because I was going back through uh, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink about a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, on the hardest difficulty for the sake of like clearing out the achievements. I don't think I'd normally consider that because like the story mode is just part of the overall game, and I've still been like actively playing it. But I did go through the story mode again.
Yeah, I'd say replaying the story mode, even though you are playing the rest of the content, still you are playing the story.
And skipping most of the cutscenes this time.
Well, I did say playing and not watching.
True.
So, one of the questions that I wrote down as talking points was how often do you replay your most replayed game? But none of us really replay games.
I I do actually have an answer to that one though.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't normally replay a lot of games, most because, a lot of the games that I play, I go through slowly and, just finish over time and try to get everything out of in my first playthrough. But there are a couple of exceptions. Probably in, the case of my most replayed game would be Until Dawn. Because I love Until Dawn and I really enjoy playing it with friends. I probably come back to it about once a year or so, typically more so just whenever I want to like go through it with a friend that I haven't gone through it with before, and I just, like, hey, do you want to play Until Dawn? And then I play Until Dawn with them. And it takes like a couple days, but I love sharing that experience with other people. It's
that's
like a
great.
social thing.
But goes is your answer as I assumed? You don't really replay?
Again, not consciously.
I went through a stage of replaying the Saints Row games, except for the newest one, unfortunately. But Saints Row the Third, one of my favorite games, so I've replayed that multiple times. And I don't know if I'd class playing the remaster as replaying it, but that'd be, I think, playing through the remaster would be the last time that I played that, and that was going back a few years.
That
I need
is
to
fair.
look. I need to look up when the remaster came out, and we're never gonna get the Saints Row 2 remaster that we all wanted. Yes, even you people who've never played Saints Row 2.
I haven't finished Saints Row 2, but I'm like 51% complete with it. Does that count?
That counts as you having played it.
Yay!
So another one of my talking points is, do did you used to replay games, and if you didn't, do you now replay them more?
Well,
Does do NES games that are really short and are super difficult, so you can't really beat them count?
yeah, I was thinking the
Yes,
same thing. Yeah.
I mean,
I would say yes.
that yeah, I did because it's almost involuntary. I mean, you want to play games, but you have like you own two games on your NES, so you play the same two over and over, and you never beat them really.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've started a playthrough of Aladdin or uh, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or Top Gear. And then when I got older, uh, I eventually got to be able to start actually saving my games and making progress in them. But even then, I was replaying a couple games, mostly Nancy Drew games, because those were the ones that were most commonly around. But yeah, I don't think outside of those or NES, Super NES games that you can't really save at. I don't think I did a lot of it back then.
Yeah, I have to admit the older games without saves, they did get a lot more replay out of me. But even the more modern remasters, re-releases, more re-releases than remasters, of like the Sonic classic Sonic games. I used to play those a lot, and I can't remember the last time I booted one of those up. So
I
is
will
there?
say,
Oh, go on.
one other thing that I think feels somewhat relevant there is there's a couple games that I played when I was in my teens that I have since come back to later on in college or after that, uh, for a variety of reasons. One big example that comes to mind is the Mass Effect series. I'd played them when I was younger, and uh, partly because of wanting to have that romance with Tali, I chose a male ship playthrough, and then years later, uh, I couldn't keep going with that in the later games, and so I replayed again from the beginning with a much more comfortable fem ship, and really enjoyed going back through it again. So that's fun.
How did you romance Tally?
I was not able to. I was playing on console and could not mod the game.
I recently got the Legendary Edition because it was on sale. It was like £3 or something. And I tried replaying it, but that probably won't happen because I'm falling into my old habits of modding the game instead of playing it.
I was discussing Skyrim with my wife last night, and the last time I tried playing Skyrim, I just 90% of my time was spent finding and downloading mods.
I mean, with Skyrim, yeah, that's pretty bad. There's not nearly as many mods for Mass Effect as for Skyrim, although there's a lot, and I think there's some people who are. I don't know if you're aware, but Nexus Mods, the biggest modding website, you can earn money with your mods. People download them, and the website gives you points that you can redeem for stuff.
I wasn't aware of that.
It's I mean, you can also like set up a link where people can donate to you if they want. It's voluntary, but yeah, also the website just gives pays the modders. Not, I mean, it's again, it's points that you can exchange for money. Uh, but yeah, so I think there's some modders who like do cosmetic stuff for Mass Effect regularly, probably because of that. So there's definitely a modding scene still, and some big mods are getting updates.
Interesting.
That's
But
definitely cool.
for me, it's I downloaded modding tools and just did just started doing my own modifications. So in some way, that's worse because game development is yeah, never ending pursuit of making something, and you're never quite satisfied with it. Well, I'm not.
Yeah, at some point you just have to ship it.
I mean, it's easier if you have a producer and like uh, they keep things on track, like what still needs to be done, what our goals are, how much time we have. Uh, yeah, and they'll say, no, don't stop working on this. Work on this now. This is finished. We're moving on.
Okay, my last talking point is what stops you from replaying the games you're playing?
Well, typically I find that, I need to hydrate, stretch, and check my posture, and that keeps me from replaying games. Can't replay games if I'm hydrating, stretching, and making sure my posture is in tip-top shape.
I don't believe
Don't
you.
you find that to be true, Ace?
I agree, but other than that,
Uh, I mean, for one thing, I sometimes feel like there's so many games to play that I haven't finished or haven't started yet that, like, as much as there are games that I, you know, would want to go back to at some point, there's also just so many that I would feel a little guilty going back to these games instead of trying out newer things.
that's fair. And goes?
Yeah, I think also hold that sentiment. But my first thought was that I can't think of an example for myself, but there's definitely an issue with old games not being playable on newer systems, or just not being available at all uh, on whatever your platform is. A few years ago, I tried to replay Thief the Dark Project. I got to third or second mission, and it would just keep crashing on the same point. And like I did attempt to fix it. I did attempt community patches and stuff like that, but I just it just wouldn't work for me.
That's a shame. I know Deus Ex 2. I spent a couple of years unable to play it because something about Windows 10 didn't agree with it. And then one day it was like, yeah, now it's going to work. For no reason. And then shortly after that, a community patch was brought out. So fun. But yeah, my issue is I can't really get into a game story that I know everything that's going to happen. For some reason, Saints Row is the exception to that because I've replayed those games so many multiple times and still enjoy them, even though I know exactly what's going to happen at each beat. But Persona 5, when I finished it, I honestly felt, yeah, I want to replay this as New Game Plus. I want to do more of the social link stuff. I've never touched it again. And I finished that. Well, when did Royal come out? Because it was before that.
Well, Persona is a time investment, like the
Yeah,
time investment.
my first run took over 100 hours.
Yeah, mine too. But as I said, I genuinely wanted to replay it in a New Game Plus, and then I every time I think about it, I'm like, well, yeah, I know what's going to happen. Why
Yeah.
am I going to enjoy it as much?
Heck, I played a bit of the game again in New Game Plus and a little bit in Royal as well. I was skipping through so many scenes, and honestly, it was kind of fun a little bit to just sort of be so overpowered. But there is a lot of stuff that's a little boring on your second time through.
Right.
And admittedly, the whole time there, I was trying to go through my second playthrough because I'd accidentally missed a couple of personas towards the end of the game and wanted to make sure I got back to them to get an achievement finished. But I didn't wind up getting up to that point just because it just wasn't very fun the second time through. I already built my characters up to as strong as they were going to be.
Yes, that's interesting. As I say, I don't know why Saints Row still appeals to me. I actually replayed Yakuza Zero to um, to get the one achievement to get some Xbox points as well. But this was before Steam World Dig, and I still enjoyed the heck out of it. I'd played it on PC before, so replaying it on consoles. I still enjoyed it, even though I was skipping some of the longer cutscenes because the cutscenes in Yakuza, well, like a Dragon games, do tend to go on a bit. So long, long so that your controller will go to sleep. But yeah, honestly, I can't think of anywhere else to go with this topic. Either of you, anything else you'd like to discuss, or shall we just talk about Gauze's stream cheese?
It's a good cheese. Are there any games in particular that, like right now, you have an itching to replay?
No, I was thinking before the pod whether there's anything that I'd like to replay, but nothing that I've played recently has stuck out to me. How about yourself?
I mean, I set up like a Steam uh little collection of games that I would love to get back to on like a rainy day or something. And there's some stuff on there that, does look appealing for like another playthrough through at the moment. Like I wouldn't mind going through Tales from the Borderlands again or Henry Stickmin collection.
Of course, has this discussion ignited any desire to replay a game in you?
Definitely not. Fuck
Fair.
replaying games. I'll never do it.
Then why did you buy Mass Effect?
Because I wanted to.
Yay, Mass Effect!
I mean, technically, I'm replaying Divinity 2 on stream right now, but yeah, it's been a while, so I don't remember a lot about it.
Well, everyone, make sure you tune in for future streams of that from Goes. But this about brings us to the end of this podcast. Thank you for joining me, Erin and Goes.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
And thank you for listening and subscribing to the GrinCast. Your support means a lot. If you want to hear more from us, listen to our anime podcast, The Pals Anime Lounge, and of course, check out our writings on GameGrin.com. And until next time, game on. Goes cheese on.
Gores cheese! Gores cheese! Throw the cheese!
That's going to be this episode's theme song, not the usual.
Gores cheese?
Yeah.
I didn't know we have a theme song.
We do.
Is it? Oh shit! I have I have a song stuck in my head, but it doesn't fit. I can't make a joke with that song.
The theme tune is called Grinning, and I named it that when I bought it for the GrinCast.
Did you have it? Did you buy it ready, or did you have someone compose it?
I had someone compose it.
Okay.
There's an 8-bit version as well, but we've never had a retro podcast, so not really any reason to use it.
Look, I'll put it in one of the stream screens. Maybe for when the stream is breaking. I'm really proud of that cheese. That's gonna
Ooh, nice
that's
cheese.
gonna
Looks very
go on
heavy.
my fridge.
Very cool.
I've screenshotted it to use for the header image for the podcast.
Huh. Well, now I can't change it anymore because It's screenshotted. But yeah, what are we doing now? We're still live, by the way.
Maybe we should all replay a game right now.
No.
It is too hot to play games in the UK. Yeah, well, that's the podcast out of the way. So, do you guys want to talk about anything? Should we have that intervention for Gauze?
Sure. Gores, just stop whatever the thing is that we're trying to intervent on.
Please stop. We love you, Gauze.
No.
We love you so much, Gores. You don't have to do this.
But I'm addicted.
To what?
Oh, did you hear here? Did you see the video where a girl asks an older lady to every time she says something to the older lady should answer with addicted, and it's like when you can't stop doing something, you're addicted. And there's two more. And what hit you in the face last night? Addicted. And she's
I
like,
had not seen
fuck.
that because I don't watch TikTok.
I don't think it was on TikTok. Maybe.
Okay, I don't watch Facebook videos taken from TikTok.
I don't watch YouTube shorts taken from Facebook, taken from TikTok.
But that's where all of our GameGrin shorts come from.
Sorry, I had to find out like this is.
Addicted.
Addicted. Addicted.
I just opened the stream in time to hear Aaron say that. It's a clip. Just her saying
Oh.
addicted.
Oh no.
But yeah, do you want to just raid and run?
No. Who is that? Sure.
That's like dining and dashing.
There. Yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Unless it's so hot, I'll say fuck it. And now we're gonna raid two old emos for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which they are suffering through. Apparently the game is really bloated, and there's so many side activities you have to complete before you can get to the stuff you want to get to, that it's taking them forever. Yeah, say hi to them, and if you have to run after, feel free to your self-cares, and we'll see you later. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hey, say good night.
No.
Good night.